Question 1. When is fuel consumption at its highest? C. When you're accelerating. Accelerating uses a lot of fuel, so always try to use the accelerator smoothly. Taking your foot off the accelerator allows the momentum of the car to take you forward, especially when going downhill. This can save a considerable amount of fuel without any loss of control over the vehicle. Question 2. When would you use an emergency refuge area on a smart motorway? A. In cases of emergency or breakdown. On smart motorways, emergency refuge areas are built at the side of the hard shoulder. If you break down, try to get your vehicle into the refuge, where there's an emergency telephone. The phone connects directly to a control center. Remember to take care when rejoining the motorway, especially if the hard shoulder is being used as a running lane. Question 3. What's the speed limit for a car towing a caravan on a dual carriageway? D. 60 miles per hour. The speed limit for cars towing caravans or trailers on dual carriageways or motorways is 60 miles per hour. Due to the increased weight and size of the combination, you should plan further ahead. Take care in windy weather, as a strong side wind can make a caravan or large trailer unstable. Question 4. What's likely to happen if you put too much oil in your engine? D. The oil seals will leak. Too much oil will lead to increased pressure in the engine. This could damage oil seals and lead to oil leaks. Any excess oil should be drained off. Question 5. How should you react to inexperienced drivers? B. Be patient and prepare for them to react more slowly. Learners might not have confidence when they first start to drive. Allow them plenty of room and don't react adversely to their hesitation. We all learn from experience, but new drivers will have had less practice in dealing with all the situations that might occur. Question 6. What does this sign mean? B. No parking on the days and times shown. Urban clearways are provided to keep traffic flowing at busy times. You may stop only briefly to set down or pick up passengers. Times of operation will vary from place to place, so always check the signs. Question 7. You're driving on a clear night. Which lights should you use if the national speed limit applies, and there's a steady stream of oncoming traffic? C. Dipped headlights. Use the full beam headlights only when you can be sure that you won't dazzle other road users. Question 8. What does this sign mean? B. No through road. You won't be able to find a through route to another road. Use this road only for access. Question 9. What requires extra care when you're driving or riding in windy conditions? D. Passing pedal cyclists. Always give cyclists plenty of room when overtaking them. You need to give them even more room when it's windy. A sudden gust could easily blow them off course and into your path. Question 10. What can you achieve if you drive smoothly? C. Reduction in fuel consumption by about 15%. By driving smoothly, you'll not only save about 15% of your fuel, but will also reduce the amount of wear and tear on your vehicle, and the level of pollution it produces. You're also likely to feel more relaxed and have a more pleasant journey. Question 11. Why have red routers been introduced in major cities? B. To help the traffic flow. Inconsiderate parking can obstruct the flow of traffic, and so make traffic congestion worse. Red routes are designed to prevent this by enforcing strict parking restrictions. Driving slowly in traffic increases fuel consumption and causes a buildup of exhaust fumes. Question 12. When may you stop on a clearway? A. Never. Clearways are in place so that traffic can flow without the obstruction of parked vehicles. Just one parked vehicle can cause an obstruction for all other traffic. You mustn't stop where a clearway is in force, not even to pick up or set down passengers. Question 13. What should you do if you're towing a trailer and it starts to swing from side to side? A. Ease off the accelerator to reduce your speed. Strong winds or buffeting from large vehicles can cause a trailer or caravan to swing from side to side, snake. If this happens, ease off the accelerator. Don't brake harshly, steer sharply or increase your speed. Question 14. What's the purpose of road humps, chicanes and narrowings? D. To reduce traffic speed. Traffic calming measures help to keep vehicle speeds low in congested areas where there are pedestrians and children. A pedestrian is much more likely to survive a collision with a vehicle traveling at 20 miles per hour than they are with a vehicle traveling at 40 miles per hour. Question 15. What should you do if you have to stop while you're going through a congested tunnel? C. Keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front. It's important to keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front at all times. This still applies in congested tunnels, even if you're moving very slowly or have stopped. If the vehicle in front breaks down, you may need room to maneuver past it. Question 16. What does this sign mean? A. Route for trams only. Avoid blocking tram routes. Trams are fixed on their route and can't maneuver around other vehicles or pedestrians. Modern trams travel quickly and are quiet, so you might not hear them approaching. Question 17. On a vehicle, where would you find a catalytic converter? D. On the exhaust system. Although carbon dioxide is still produced, a catalytic converter fitted to the exhaust system reduces the toxic and polluting gases by up to 90%. Question 18. What does this sign mean? A. Tourist attraction. These signs indicate places of interest and are designed to guide you by the easiest route. They're particularly useful when you're unfamiliar with the area. Question 19. What does this sign mean? B. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. Be prepared for traffic approaching from junctions on either side of you. Try to avoid unnecessary changing of lanes just before the junction. Question 20. What type of vehicle uses an amber flashing beacon on a dual carriageway? D. A tractor. An amber flashing beacon on a vehicle indicates that it's moving slowly or stopped and a possible hazard. Look well ahead on a dual carriageway, and you should be able to see and respond to these vehicles in good time. Question 21. You wish to tow a trailer. Where would you find the maximum nose weight for your vehicle's tow hitch? A. In the vehicle handbook. You must know how to load your trailer or caravan so that the hitch exerts an appropriate downward force on the tow ball. Information about the maximum permitted nose weight can be found in your vehicle handbook or obtained from your vehicle manufacturer's agent. Question 22. Show me how you would check the brake lights are working on this car. C. Press the brake pedal. D. Park facing away from something reflective. It would be very unusual if you have to turn your ignition on for your brake lights to activate. When you press the brake pedal, if you are parked in front of something reflective like a window or shiny garage door, you should see the lights come on. Question 23. What should you do when you're using a contraflow system? A. Choose an appropriate lane in good time. In a contraflow system, you'll be traveling close to oncoming traffic, and sometimes in narrow lanes. You should get into the correct lane in good time, obey any temporary speed limit signs, and keep a safe separation distance from the vehicle ahead. Question 24. You see this amber traffic light ahead. Which light or lights will come on next? A. Red alone. At junctions controlled by traffic lights, you must stop behind the white line until the lights change to green. A red light, an amber light, and red and amber lights showing together all mean stop. You may proceed when the light is green unless your exit road is blocked or pedestrians are crossing in front of you. If you're approaching traffic lights that are visible from a distance and the light has been green for some time, be ready to slow down and stop, because the lights are likely to change. Question 25. You're carrying a child under 3 years old in your car. Which restraint is suitable for a child of this age? A. A child seat. It's your responsibility to ensure that all children in your car are secure. Suitable restraints include a child seat, baby seat, booster seat or booster cushion. It's essential that any restraint used is suitable for the child's size and weight, and fitted according to the manufacturer's instructions. Question 26. What does it mean when a moving vehicle is showing a flashing amber beacon? A. The vehicle is slow moving. Different colored beacons warn of different types of vehicle needing special attention. Blue beacons are used on emergency vehicles that need priority. Green beacons are found on doctors' cars. Amber beacons generally denote slow-moving vehicles, which are often large. These vehicles are usually involved in road maintenance or local amenities, and make frequent stops. Question 27. There's been a heavy fall of snow. What should you consider before driving in these conditions? D. Whether your journey is essential. Consider whether the increased risk is worth it. If the weather conditions are bad and your journey isn't essential, then don't drive. If you have to drive, make sure you're well prepared in case you get stuck. Question 28. What should you do if you begin to feel drowsy while you're driving? A. Stop and rest as soon as possible. You'll be putting other road users at risk if you continue to drive when you're drowsy. Pull over and stop in a safe place for a rest. If you're driving a long distance, think about finding some accommodation so you can rest for longer before continuing your journey. Question 29. What does a sign with a brown background show? A. Tourist directions. Signs with a brown background give directions to places of interest. They're often seen on a motorway, directing you along the easiest route to the attraction. Question 30. When should you use hazard warning lights? D. When your vehicle has broken down and is causing an obstruction. Hazard warning lights are an important safety feature and should be used if you've broken down and are causing an obstruction. Don't use them as an excuse to park illegally. You may also use them on motorways to warn traffic behind you of danger ahead. Question 31. You're approaching a roundabout. What should you do if a cyclist ahead is signaling to turn right? D. Give the cyclist plenty of room. If you're following a cyclist who's signaling to turn right at a roundabout, leave plenty of room. Give them space and time to get into the correct lane. Question 32. When should you leave a 2-second gap between your vehicle and the one in front? B. When it's dry. In good, dry conditions, a driver needs to keep a distance of at least 2 seconds from the car in front. This should allow enough space for you to stop if the driver in front has to stop suddenly. Question 33. You're on a smart motorway. What does it mean if a red cross is showing above the hard shoulder and mandatory speed limits above all other lanes? B. The hard shoulder is for emergency or breakdown use only. A red cross above the hard shoulder shows that it's closed as a running lane and should only be used for emergencies or breakdowns. On a smart motorway, the hard shoulder may be used as a running lane at busy times. This will be shown by a mandatory speed limit on the gantry above the hard shoulder. Question 34. What does this sign mean? C. End of minimum speed. The red slash through the sign indicates that the restriction has ended. In this case, the restriction was a minimum speed limit of 30 miles per hour. Question 35. Why does this junction have a stop sign and a stop line on the road? C. Visibility along the major road is restricted. Where emerging traffic has a very restricted view of the main road, you may find a stop sign and a solid white stop line. You must stop at the line and then check carefully before you emerge. Question 36. The road outside this school is marked with yellow zigzag lines. What do these lines mean? C. You shouldn't wait or park your vehicle here. Parking here would block other road users' view of the school entrance and would endanger the lives of children on their way to and from school. Question 37. What does this sign mean? D. No entry. No entry signs are used in places such as one-way streets to prevent vehicles driving against the traffic. To ignore one would be dangerous, both for yourself and for other road users, as well as being against the law. Question 38. Why should you never wave people across at pedestrian crossings? A. Another vehicle may be coming. If people are waiting to use a pedestrian crossing, slow down and be prepared to stop. Don't wave them across the road, because another driver may not have seen them, may not have seen your signal, and may not be able to stop safely. Question 39. What does this arm signal mean? D. The driver intends to turn left. There might be an occasion where another driver uses an arm signal. This may be because the vehicle's indicators are obscured by other traffic. In order for such signals to be effective, all drivers should know the meaning. Be aware that the left turn signal might look similar to the slowing down signal. Question 40. What signal should you give when you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? A. Signal left before leaving the roundabout. When going straight ahead at a roundabout, don't signal as you approach it. Signal left just after passing the exit before the one you wish to take. Question 41. Why should you check for motorcyclists just before turning right into a side road? D. They may be overtaking on your right. Never attempt to change direction to the right without first checking your right-hand mirror and blind spot. A motorcyclist might not have seen your signal and could be hidden by other traffic. This observation should become a matter of routine. Question 42. What does this line across the road at the entrance to a roundabout mean? A. Give way to traffic from the right. Slow down as you approach the roundabout and check for traffic from the right. If you need to stop and give way, stay behind the broken line until it's safe to emerge onto the roundabout. Question 43. What should you do when you're approaching roadworks on a motorway? C. Obey the speed limit. Be aware of reduced speed limits at roadworks. Speed limits shown inside a red circle are mandatory, and cameras are often used to enforce the reduced limit. Slow down in good time and keep your distance from the vehicle in front. Question 44. Where is your vehicle most likely to be affected by side winds? B. On an open stretch of road. In windy conditions, care must be taken on exposed roads. A strong gust of wind can blow you off course. Watch out for other road users who are particularly likely to be affected, such as cyclists, motorcyclists, high-sided lorries and vehicles towing trailers. Question 45. You're about to go down a steep hill. What should you do to control the speed of your vehicle? C. Select a low gear and use the brakes carefully. When driving down a steep hill, gravity will cause your vehicle to speed up. This will make it more difficult for you to stop. To help keep your vehicle's speed under control, select a lower gear to give you more engine braking, and make careful use of the brakes. Question 46. How will a roof rack affect your car? D. Fuel consumption will increase. A roof rack increases your car's wind resistance. This will cause an increase in fuel consumption, so you should remove it when it isn't being used. An aerodynamically designed roof rack or box will help reduce wind resistance to a minimum, but the rack or box should still be removed when it isn't in use. Question 47. What does this sign mean? B. Contraflow bus lane. There will also be markings on the road surface to indicate the bus lane. You mustn't use this lane for parking or overtaking. Question 48. When should you use the right-hand lane of a 3-lane dual carriageway? B. When you're overtaking or turning right. You should normally use the left-hand lane on any dual carriageway unless you're overtaking or turning right. When overtaking on a dual carriageway, look for vehicles ahead that are turning right. They may be slowing or stopped. You need to see them in good time so that you can take appropriate action. Question 49. Which driving technique can help you save fuel? D. Missing out some gears. Missing out intermediate gears, when appropriate, helps to reduce the amount of time spent accelerating and decelerating, the times when your vehicle uses the most fuel. Question 50. What's the purpose of triangular-shaped signs? A. To give warnings. Triangular signs warn you of hazards ahead. Make sure you look at each sign that you pass on the road so that you don't miss any vital instructions or information.